So as I mentioned, Colin has been taking these beautiful photographs of us, and I'd just like to thank him for contributing to the archive of the Thursdays Writing Collective. And I'd like to invite Colin up to share his piece. Thank you, Colin.
For probably more than 4 years, I used to journey along Hastings, maybe about 3 times a week, to get to Co-op Radio, where I participate in a radio show. And during that journey, I'd witnessed a lot of events going on in Hastings, and the community is becoming gentrified, so I wanted to record some of the atmosphere of that street or that block in particular. And I had an opportunity to do so when we had an assignment in our class to use sports terms to sort of soften or change the impact of a writing. So this is the outcome. And it says, a yard to go. Out of laundry soap and clean shirts. There's some feedback here. Out of laundry soap and clean shirts, I head to Army Navy, a local department store. As I go down the street, I'm overcome by a crowd with filming equipment. They are shooting a movie, and the street is blocked off. I decided to be brave and take an alternative route along Hastings Street and challenge my senses. This will take me through the notorious block known for its drug dealing and panhandling. I get the first sign that I'm getting close to Hastings as I pass the alley and inhale a pungent odor of urine. Turning the corner on Hastings, I start my journey down the street along the distorted field of dreams. I pass a dealer who fumbles as he tries to discreetly pass some crack to a prospect. I notice one of the addicts doing a dance that resembles a type of hopscotch. I pass another addict who jumps to avoid the boots of his neighbor who is trying to penalize him. I don't have time to blink, and then I see a female mascot trying to tackle a trick, hoping to score some money for drugs. I am no more than 10 yards down the block, and I see a young girl bent over excavating a cavity between the sidewalk and the building with a pen looking for treasure. She has dug out a significant trench along the wall. By the look on her face, I don't think she is having much success. She has another yard to go before a guy who is curled up and passed out will block her. He looks like he has run his last inning for the day and is demanding some time out. I move on, trying to avoid eye contact with the crowd, when I hear a raspy voice. He rattles off a menu of chemicals he's pushing. I ignore him and go on. A few steps away, someone opens a bag, and instead of chemicals, I have the option of a variety of groceries for pennies on the dollar. It is busy. There are teams of people all down the block. Just ahead, a group huddles around someone who is in the process of shooting up, his teammates protecting him from the view of the officials. There is a clearing ahead. 2 city officials have someone on the ground with his hands in cuffs. The contents of his pockets were on the ground beside him. The officers are on their radios waiting for a verdict from their referee. This incident doesn't seem to be curbing the activity. Just a few feet along, a group huddles and conceals their next play. My senses have had enough. The corner and the luxury of open space the intersection provides is ahead. I cross and look at the skirmish of activity. I am not free yet. Pigeon Park is just ahead. It is a small triangular-shaped plot of land at the corner of the block that has been paved over and designated a park. Pigeons, however, dare to mingle with them. frequented. There are a few small groups of people obscuring some kind of activity scattered throughout the area. I have been told that the area is benign and it is quite safe if you aren't buying or selling drugs. The players have little interest in you. Still nervous, I don't have far to go. I see a couple of rough-looking guys standing near the sidewalk looking directly at me. One is holding a baseball bat and the other wearing a cap. The other one has a chain wrapped around his waist. If they were in a ballpark, I wouldn't be concerned. I can't help thinking that the bat can serve many purposes. One part of me wants to turn and head off in a different direction. If I turn now, it will be obvious that I want to avoid them. So I must go on and pretend that I am not bothered. I take a breath, relax, and continue. As I pass by, they keep looking at me and whispering to one another. I'm sure we all realize that the police are not far off. I don't think they would want to chance an intervention, so I boldly move on, feeling very grateful that I am almost through the gauntlet of misery. I make my way through the next half block, turn into the store, get my soap and a few supplies, and head out the rear entrance. I go to a nearby cafe and reward myself for my courageous journey.
Thanks, Colin.